What's up guys, my name is omgurheadsgone, and today I'm going to help you guys figure out which assault rifle has the least amount of recoil in the game. Okay, so first off we're going to start with the MTar. This gun has pretty low recoil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fire each weapon 3 times in a row because sometimes the recoil patterns do change just from single test to the other. So I wanted to make sure that I gave at least a little bit of variety so you guys could see the consistency of the recoil and stuff like that. So anyways, now moving on to the Type 25, another gun with pretty low recoil compared to some of the other ones in this game. This gun is kind of unpredictable with how much side recoil you get with it though, so that makes it a little bit more difficult to use in general, and I find that the crosshair is a pretty bad crosshair compared to others in the game. So moving on to the SWAT 5.56, this gun has ridiculous recoil. I wanted to mention any semi-auto or burst fire weapon I put full auto on. I put the, I guess it's called select fire attachment, so that you guys could see how it fires full auto. This is the only way I could get the most accurate comparison of recoil, because you can't really compare recoil from a burst fire gun to a full auto gun. Anyways, that gun had crazy recoil. So now moving on to the FAL. Again, with select fire on, you can see this gun actually has a lot of upward recoil, but the thing is, because it only has that recoil that is pretty consistently only going up, you can actually control the recoil pretty easily without having to worry about crazy side recoil and things of that nature. I also wanted to mention I will be showing a side-by-side comparison of each gun's recoil patterns at the end of the video, so wait for that. So now, moving on to the M27. This gun actually impressed me. It had a really small amount of recoil. And I guess that does make sense, as it is one of the lower powered assault rifles, but it really had a consistently low recoil pattern, and I thought that was pretty cool. I hadn't realized how low it was in this game. It's actually similar in ways to the ACR and the ACR of Modern Warfare 2 as well, the ACR from Modern Warfare 3 and 2. Anyways, moving on to the SCAR H, this gun had an insane amount of recoil. Literally, it went off my test chart. But I figured it didn't really matter, because obviously this gun cannot have the lowest amount of recoil if it's going literally off the chart. So it's got a high powered assault rifle, but it simply has an insane amount of recoil, and the only way to use it is to burst fire, so it definitely doesn't have the lowest amount of recoil. Anyways, moving on to the SMR. This gun actually surprised me. When you put on the select fire attachment and fire it full auto, in comparison to the FAL, it actually does have a lower amount of recoil. It doesn't climb quite as high, but the only difference is this gun had slightly more side recoil to it. But it also depended on the test. Sometimes it would just have upward recoil, so that's one of those things. It's kind of unpredictable. Anyways, moving on to the M8A1, this gun, I find a lot of people are saying that it doesn't have a lot of recoil, and I found, and I realized the first time I used it, it does. It has a crazy amount of upward recoil, it has a crazy amount of side recoil, and it's got a pretty unpredictable recoil pattern. So I do not recommend you guys use it, because overall I think it's a pretty bad gun, except if you're good with burst fire weapons, use it with burst fire on. Anyways, moving on to the AN-94. I actually really do like this weapon, except it didn't fare very well in this low recoil test. This is definitely another weapon that benefits by burst firing it and controlling the recoil through that method. So as you can see, this was another one that kind of almost went off the charts there, but like I said, definitely burst fired, tried out, and I think it will work well for you. Anyways, so moving on to the final results. Here's a comparison of all the recoil patterns from all the weapons I tested out. With on the left side, we have the what I call the green low to moderate recoil weapons, which are the MTar, the Type 25, the M27, and the SMR. And to the right, we have what I call the red weapons, which are the high to the off the charts recoil, which include the SWAT 5.56, the FAL OSW, the SCAR H, the M8A1, and the AN-94. And without further ado, the assault rifle I found with the least amount of recoil definitely has to be the M27. This gun consistently has a low amount of recoil, so you should definitely give it a try if you have problems with recoil. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a comment, a rating, and a subscription. It would definitely help me out a lot, and I'd appreciate it a bunch. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up this video. Hope you guys have a great night, and peace out, people.